and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We live. We live. Yeah.
Hey, sorry to ask, but how did you die? I froze to death. Oh God, I'm so sorry for you. And you? How did you die? I suspected that my husband was cheating on me, and I looked everywhere in my house for evidence. As soon as I get home, I knew there was something suspicious going on, so I look everywhere to find the bitch. After looking everywhere, I got so stressed that I died of a heart attack. Have you checked the freezer? No, not the freezer. Why? Maybe if you had checked the freezer, we would both be alive.
That's the show, Dada!
The last 7 days have been totally insane, but we made it. Now buckle up and get ready for the most organic conversation on the internet with your hosts, the Force, the King, the Kamikaze, the Great and Terrible. Up to it, down to it. Pour a glass and talk some trash. Welcome to the show, and thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a good time tonight right along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Let's go up to it.
And I say live.
Okay. We live. We live as live gets. We double checking, making sure we good on the technical difficulty side. So when we get into these topics, we are all good and don't have no trouble. So let's mic check one more time. Are we good?
For shizzle. For shizzle.
I was wondering if you were skipping or if that was just you saying.
No, I was trying to, because I am hearing myself. So this part is crazy. It's just something I'm gonna have to get used to.
Yeah, the monitor feature. Bluetooth. Oh, where your AirPods? Your AirPods connect?
Oh, snap. Let me, try to tap into technology and see if we can.
Yeah. Because that'll probably, at least if you hear the echo, it'll just be in your ear. It's a little. I don't know. That's my thought. That's my thought. We're gonna see. Is that better? Are we good?
Say something.
I'm saying something. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, I am in my ear, but that is better.
That's better. Okay. All right.
And the crazy part is these are his headphones.
Yeah. I love the kid headphones, man.
Right. So I'm wondering if I should try to plug the mic in now. Now that I have headphones.
Might as well. We might as well.
You know-
Let's go ahead. Let's do it. We're gonna try all of this stuff. We pulling out all the stops tonight. Which reminds me, I ain't said hi yet. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's good to know that nothing has changed. Still in the year of our Lord 2026, we can still call you that.
Lord.
Welcome back to the most organic
Lord.
conversation on the internet. Welcome back to Up to It, Down to
I feel
It.
like I've
with your
effectively
Friday
made things
Night
worse.
Delights. Here we go. Are we back on? Are we on? Say something.
Hope stage is not mute. Okay. Oh, yep. It's me. I'm the problem. Test.
I think we
Not
figuring
that.
something out.
Test.
Figuring something out. Here we go.
Okay, now I can hear you.
You can hear me.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay.
And I think you coming through on the feed.
You know what? We both.
Yep. You can hear me. Yep.
And that,
Good.
ladies and gentlemen, is why we drink.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why we drink. You know, technology, right? Things gonna work one way and it don't. But it's all good. We back here, man. It's Friday night. We got a lot to get into. This is why, and those of y'all that know us, this is why we get into the real good stuff a little bit of the ways in. You know, the show's organic, so you know we got to warm up sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
We need a chance
This is
to
what it is.
adjust.
Yeah, you know, take a quick second to adjust, and you know, make sure mics is working, and you know, all the graphics is working, and all of that. You know.
Listen, so fun fact, for people who are wondering what's going on, I got a new toy. And so like I'm trying to make adjustments, was trying to feel official like a referee with a whistle, and I ended up screwing myself over. So, here we are.
Hey, we got time to figure it out. It's all good. We still early in the game. And thank you guys all for who's already subscribed, already with us. Which reminds me now, if you joining us tonight, if you like this conversation, you are going to want to like this video. You're going to want to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be carrying on and talking about some good stuff today. We're going to be talking about the collapse of brotherhood and what that means and how do we fix it. We're going to be talking a lot about that this afternoon, or this evening rather. You see what my day is all jacked up. I've been sick all week, man. I'm recovering, so I'm full of medication and all that. Not
There's
the
something
kind of
going around,
medication I
man.
prefer either. So, you know, that's just what it is. But with that being said, man, like I said, we got a lot to get into, and I'm gonna kick it over. We're gonna check the microphone. We're gonna check the headphones. We're gonna check it all out. We're also gonna see what my man's is drinking on. So without further ado, immovable force. Kevin's gonna holler at us. What's good, my brother?
Mercy.
As always, talk to the people. Tell us how you feel, what you're sipping
All right,
on,
what's
all that
good, good
good stuff.
people? It's been a wild week, but a good one. And as we bring Black History to a close, Black History Month to a close, because Black History never closes. I want to wish y'all, my hope is that your Black History Month has been fantastic. My students had their Black History program today, and it went over very well. So, shout out to them. If y'all are new to the show, I talk about my kids all the time because they really are mine. So, really proud of them, and just looking forward to relaxing now, having a great show. Got to pick my boy up after school, spend some time with him, and just put him to bed. He ain't sleep, but he in bed. So we'll take it and we'll drink to that. So we went back to an oldie but goodie. I've not had this in a long time, so I'm actually excited that I saw it when I stopped in at the store. And that, my friends, is Gentleman Jack. Okay, all right. If you're a whiskey drinker, Gentleman Jack is smooth enough that you can sip it by itself. And when I say by itself, I mean you can do it with nothing, have it neat, or you can put it on the rocks, but it also mixes well with your ginger ales, your cokes, stuff along those lines. You can even smoke it too. So this is to you all. Salute. Let us know in the comments what you're drinking, and we don't judge, even if it's water, unless it's Aquafina, until y'all ready to pay us.
We're just saying, as soon as y'all ready to pay us,
It'll be the most delicious thing on the whole damn planet.
they got to do something about that. They got to do something. Y'all got to do something about y'all recipe. Listen, because even if y'all pay us, y'all got to do something about that recipe. Because when whatever y'all put in that water, what make it taste like not water? Look, listen, the aluminum can really disappointed me. I got to
I'm
say.
sorry. I feel like I'm gonna forever be apologizing for that.
I saw it, and you had just mentioned it. I saw it, and I said, this might be it. This, I'm gonna try this Aquafina in a can, and it tasted like Aquafina in a can.
I just think I was super dehydrated that day at the zoo, unless they got special water at the zoo by Aquafina, kind of like how Uncle Nearest did 10-1 collab with 10-1,
Yeah,
which was delicious.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
then if you have regular 10-1 after that, mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
it's a great night at the office,
Yeah,
or a bad night at the office, depending on how you look at it.
it is.
Fantastic. Big shout out to the Gentleman Jack, man, bringing it back, taking
For
it way
sure.
back.
Ain't had that one in a minute, so that was super clutch.
Yeah, that's that's an old classic one right there. That takes us back many years. Many years, many stories, right? And that actually it kind of gets me thinking about the topic for tonight. Again, we're talking about the collapse of brotherhood. We're going to be getting into that. Now is the time. Definitely tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit the like, hit the share, subscribe. All right, get your friends on board. Y'all know how we do. We get into the good stuff, the meat and potatoes of all this. And right about 45, y'all know how this goes, right? But that being said, we got a couple of good topics that I wanted to warm up on and jump into, and we can start actually with a viewer submission. And slowly but surely, this is becoming a relationship advice style podcast. you know, um, kind of unintentionally, but at the same time, this is relationships are how we live our lives, literally. And so that's what better thing to do than talk about how we can improve it in better ways. So this viewer submission, I believe, was inspired by that. And this is kind of going into a question that a lot of women, not all, of course, because we know it's not everybody, but a lot of women having issues with, and that's quote dating outside your tax bracket. I want to look at this video and get y'all's reaction, or get your reaction first, and comments definitely let us know what y'all think. Without further ado, let's look at this week's viewer submission.
And I make a significant amount more money than my man. I always have an issue because I want to do things on the spur of the moment. Let's go on a trip. Let's go on vacation. And he'll be like, no, babe, we're going to have to wait. I got to save up. Why is it an issue?
Never date a man that makes significantly less than you. Exactly. Look, I'm going to tell you, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Basically, what she's saying is a man is broke. Okay. Let me tell you this. Have y'all ever dated a broke man? He's mean. He's frustrated. He's nagging. He tries to dim your light, okay? You deserve somebody that is semi-equally yoked. And I mean, when you break down the tax dollars and you do the tax deduction, that y'all can afford the same, okay? Let him go be with somebody who will make him feel like a king, and you go find a that could afford your lifestyle.
Hold on. Go by your goddamn self.
I think that the reason why this man makes it an issue is because he only sees provision as monetary. When you deal with a man that understands that provision extends far beyond just what I can do for you financially, then even if he's down financially, he knows that he can pour into you love. He knows that he can pour into you safety. He knows that he can teach you some things. He knows that he can pour into you. He knows that he can stand 10 toes down on his morals and his values. He knows that he can be faithful. He knows that he can be committed. He knows he can be a good father. He knows he can be a community leader. Sometimes it's not about what he can do for you financially. It's about what he can provide in every other area. And so this is an opportunity for you, Queen, to let him know that you're more than your paycheck. You're more than what you can provide for me financially. Okay? I appreciate the way that you love me. I appreciate the way that you steward me. I appreciate the way that you listen to my thoughts. I appreciate the way that you incubate my dreams. I appreciate you being a soft space for me to land. So where he's weak because he's lacking, I need you to be strong. And where you're weak because you're lacking, I need him to be strong. And that creates a beautifully symbiotic relationship between a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? Stand with that man and love him through his weaknesses. And I promise you, he can listen. Y'all can move me. You can listen.
We talked about poor, right? And my brother Nate, while valid with his poor, all of that pouring he do, here's a list of things, ladies, that you gotta watch out. Because these will show up at your door with this, I can pour. I'm poor, but I can pour. Right? Hear me out. It'll look good. Oh, I'm giving you coverage. It ain't the USAA State Farm time, and that is due on the 13th, right?
Okay. I can hear you very quietly. I'm not sure what happened.
So I'm quiet.
Yeah, it's real quiet.
And the crazy part is even my echo is quiet. So I'm not sure, you know.
Hmm. Nope. 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 Hmm. Nope. 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 Dang, this is whack because yeah, nothing's coming through.
Because I'm freaking out. How about that?
There we go. There we go. We got something. We got some volume at least.
Christ.
Unbelievable.
And listen, we need to be prepared for the foolishness because that was foolish.
Yeah. That was okay. I think we got something going on. We got a little bit of feedback on my side, but I think as long as you're good on your end, we should be okay.
Yeah, I like it's real faint. Test.
Yeah. Let me turn that off.
I know. I'm trying to get my life together.
I think we got it fixed now. We should be good now.
Okay. This one I ain't mess. I'm not. I'm gonna mess with technology in my off time.
Yeah.
Wow, that was actually crazy. And here's, which, like, I want to start prefacing these conversations by saying, like, these are not real conversations. These are audience participation drawers. They are not real conversations. When you are in like solid square relationships with an understanding that you are building together, these are not like real. They're not real conversations. Because like whether a man makes more than a woman or a woman makes more than a man, y'all pooling your resources makes the two of you better. Period. And I would hope and truly hope that someone who calls themselves your partner would not hold anything over your head in regards to your finances. Um, like I think they talked about like the planning of a trip or something like that. And he was like, essentially he ain't have it at the moment. Well, if you got it and you want to go, why would you not, like take care of your man? Like I can't see myself at a point where I'm like, I see she doesn't have and I do and I'm not. Like there's no love in that. There's no love in that. That's literally what can you do for me? And that's condition based love. Like these are not partnership conversations. They're transactional, situations. And so I just like I find myself frustrated that like we see a lot of these things spinning in media, but then I realize like realistic people are not having these conversations. And that's not to say that there aren't women who like can have like these kind of ideas that a man is supposed to take care of things, but they probably also then understand rational women, realistic ones, that means their role in the relationship is taking on more of something somewhere. So if like man pays all the bills, she might be doing more work in the house. You know what I'm saying? Or she might be the one who manages the finances because she's a better steward of their finances. You know what I'm saying? Like she finds her role in a way that benefits the bigger picture. But like ain't nobody just resting on their laurels while somebody does 100% of the work in every facet of the relationship. These people get on my nerves, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what's most frustrating for me is that this type of propaganda goes out to regular people and regular people who aren't delusional like these, high income people that we're listening to for one reason or another. Um, they think that they can operate at the same level. And I think that's one of the problems. It's kind of what made the dating pool toxic, right? Is this idea that everybody's a 10, everybody's perfect, and everybody deserves the best of the best of the best, right? And the truth of the matter is that one set of problems is just a trade for another. Okay, so for those of you who may be like, well, I need to make sure that I think what that woman was saying, and about dating men in your tax bracket and all that kind of stuff. Listen, if you want to chase tax brackets, go for it.
By all means.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to chase tax brackets, go for it. It's not led anybody, male or female, it has not led anybody down the path of happiness. So you can chase tax brackets if you want to. We see all the time how many celebrities, both of them got great tax brackets and their marriage sucks. Okay. We've also seen examples of the opposite where they got it out the mud together, right? So the bottom line is this idea that you got to stay within your tax bracket to date is absurd because in the end, by the way, y'all, this is why, ladies, this is why we say things like we don't care about your money or your education or your job or your career, your profession. We don't care about none of that because in the end, the expectation for us, if we're the professional with the high income, the expectation for us is that if I got it, we got it. But for some reason, when you're the professional, the expectation is if you got it, you got it. So like I don't understand the complaint. She makes substantially more than her husband and she wants to go do more things within pay for it. You got married. Y'all are supposed to be in partnership. You're supposed to be doing this together. Y'all supposed to be cooperating. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't cooperating because you over here with this transaction, like you said, this transactional mindset. And there's a lot of women that get into that, get into this, oh, he's got to do this for me, or he didn't do that for me, or he made me feel this way around Valentine's Day or my birthday or some stuff like that. And let me tell you something, as somebody who's about to be married 10 years, let me tell you something, there's a whole lot more to this than, transactional dates and, stuff like that. There's a lot more to this, happily married thing than that.
We really got to be realistic.
I don't think we are being realistic, man. And this is one of the reasons why, we men don't care what women make. We don't care what you make because what we care about is how cooperative are you? Are you because if you're uncooperative when you're broke, you're gonna be uncooperative when you're rich. You're just gonna take your money and go have a little girls trip and have some Jamaican rubbing on you naked, you know. You know what I'm saying? Take somebody back to your room, and your husband would never know.
And the next thing you know, you're having a Jamaican baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then don't y'all sit there and act like that don't happen. Well, none of y'all. We know none of all y'all that watch this. We know it's none of y'all, right? Y'all are perfect. Y'all are God sent. Y'all are basically y'all are Ruth. Y'all are Mary, right? You guys are fantastic, right? You're all going to heaven. But them bald head scallywag friends of yours, y'all know who we talking about. They the ones out here doing this kind of pulling these kinds of shenanigans, right?
Shenanigans. If they shenan, they will shenan again.
They will shenan again. Let's talk about it. So my first issue was how they flipped it. How they flipped the conversation back to what kind of man she should be with. Let's talk about what kind of woman she should be.
Period. Hard stop. Full stop. Full period.
Let's talk about what type of wife she is for her husband. The husband, you mentioned stewarding the money, right?
For sure.
She makes all this money and wants to do a lot of things spur of the moment. You know, one way to go broke is to blow your money spur of the moment. Okay,
You got to plan stuff.
you got to plan stuff. You got to plan it out.
Now, that's not to say that you can't set aside a budget for, but to just be like, I'm bored today. Let me go hop on a plane is a little egregious.
Yep, that's how rich people go broke. You know what I'm saying? That's how the ones who can't afford to do that. That's how they end up going broke.
Rich people carry themselves poor.
Talk about it. Real talk. Real talk. Rich people carry themselves. Rich people don't have to prove that they rich. There's something broke people gotta do. People who got it don't gotta prove it. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah. Watch out for the silly advice, ladies. Y'all gotta watch out for the silly advice, man. Just because they got a microphone, and it's fine if you feel that way about us too. I don't care, but I'm just saying, because they got a microphone, don't mean that they're giving you good sound advice, man. We gonna give you good sound advice here. We're gonna tell you exactly what it is here.
We're not talking crazy, and we holding all parties accountable.
Absolutely. And with that being said, fellas, we coming to y'all too. We coming to y'all too, because some of y'all a little afflicted. Whoa. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. All right, take two. Some of us is a little bit afflicted too. Some of us is a little bit afflicted too, right? So I saw this clip, and this will probably be the shortest fair or foul reaction in history, but let's talk about it.
Now look at this when you gotta be like, am I willing to die for this?
I'm not. I'm not willing to die
I think
for it.
dying for your wife and your family, I can understand.
Because it's dangerous. It's not fearful. It's a dangerous
Kids,
situation.
yeah.
Wife too, because you
Wife,
bought her.
no.
Look, you bought her though.
I'm not.
I mean, like once you
I'm
get
not dying for my wife, my nigga.
What are you doing in a dangerous situation?
If me and my wife are running because two niggas are shooting at us and she trip, I'm gonna keep running.
You and your wife.
Me and my wife.
Who hurt you?
Nobody. I'm just saying I'd keep running.
Go ahead, man. They about to piss me off. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Listen, I took a bite of my cheeseburger, which, first of all, why the hell is Five Guys so expensive?
Why it costs like you're buying for Five Guys, straight up.
Oh my god. So I'm finna enjoy the hell out of this. However, I almost choked when he said, "Who hurt you?" Because no, hello, are you a man? Are you a man? Like, it's not like one of our first charges to protect. Like, I just, women came from our rib, and the ribs protect the vital organs. That's Bible. So I'm a little confused as to like why my man believes that he's not supposed to. Now, wholeheartedly understanding, okay? I am telling my woman, don't you put us in no crazy situations. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying, watch your mouth, because you can't be talking crazy to people because people be shooting. And don't be, you know what I'm saying, like going into unsavory situations. Like, please don't put us in those kind of positions. But there are scenarios that you can't predict and can't avoid. But when it comes to those times, my job is to protect you. So if you trip and fall, you damn right, I'm finna turn around, pick you up, and keep us going. Like that's, yeah. Are you a man?
No, he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I can sanction that. There's no level of sense that I can make of that. Honestly, yeah, it's definitely a who hurt you situation. Like, what is the? All right, so look, man, fellas, I just defended us and was like, some of these ladies out here be tripping, okay? But this is why the ladies be tripping, because you got dudes out here thinking fuck boy shit like this. I'm sorry, I said I was gonna stop cussing. I just dropped two of them right there. I'm working on it, but but you got dudes out here saying this kind of crap. That's not every other dude. By the way, this guy is the anomaly, right? This guy is the exception to the rule, because you notice everybody else in the room was like, yo, bro, are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, absolutely. I'm protecting it's my wife. That is my wife. I chose her. You know what I'm saying? We said kids didn't ask to be here. You're right. They didn't ask to be here. They here as a result of me choosing her. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Again, your girlfriend, all right. Your baby mom, all right, little less, but okay again, all right. But your wife, come on, man. You literally, you under the eye, under the eyes of God and all these witnesses, you have professed to, love, honor, protect, keep, in sickness and in health till death,
Cherish, you know?
cherish till death.
You're not supposed to be the reason they die, though.
You know what I'm saying? Can't get down with it.
Niggas.
I can't get down with that, man. And look, if y'all think I'm tripping in the comments, let me know. Like, fellas, if you're one of the guys that believes that you should leave your woman hanging in a scenario like that, that you wouldn't die for your wife. Again, ain't your girlfriend, your little side piece, your little joint, your little jump off. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about your wife. You wouldn't lay your life down for your wife. I think you got a problem. Yeah, ladies, if your man feels this way about you, you probably should not marry him. All right. I heard from, I think what's the next conversation? Bro was talking about, women sometimes pour so much into men and just want the men to do the bare minimum. Women be pouring into men like that. You ain't got no business pouring into men like that.
That's the same. That's the same brother that drive your car, use up all your gas, and then give it back to you on E.
After coming back on E, because he done gave that other chick the D.
Probably rode around in your vehicle.
Hey man, listen, it is what it is, yo. It is what it is. What I'm saying is though, if that's the case, then you gotta know to go ahead and take your business elsewhere. Don't take it personal. That's just not where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, he can't die for you because he hedged his bets.
How about it?
That's crazy.
That's real crazy, man. My man said, "I'm not dying for my wife," and then my man, listen, my man chose the kids over the spouse. So I'm gonna say something that's probably a little bit controversial. Um, as I've said many times before, when it comes to my wife and my children, I love my children, right? But I chose her. I can always make another you. You know what I'm saying? I chose her. I can always make another you.
I knew her before I knew you.
You know? So just I don't know. I don't like I said, I don't get that. I don't get that. Maybe it's because not enough. He didn't have enough male influence in his life, enough strong male influence to tell him like not only uh, how it's supposed to be done, but like that you literally this is your charge. If you have a woman in your life, you are to protect her, right? Perhaps there weren't enough men in this brother's life for him to have made that conclusion, right? And maybe that's because brotherhood is collapsing a little bit. Just off the top of your head, when you hear that statement, brotherhood is collapsing or has collapsed, what comes to mind for you?
Just lack of networks, lack of community. People feeling a need to isolate themselves. People not. Uh, I would say at the heart of it is probably not wanting to be held accountable, because if you have like a good community, if you've got good brotherhood, definitely in a brotherhood, like you're going to be held accountable for your things. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say like I can't hold you accountable if I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So when people be like, "Oh, how come you never said blah?" Like when bro was out here cheating, probably because I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't cheating in front of me. He wasn't beating you in front of me. So I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that part. But if I'm aware of it, then I can hey, that's not the right choice. Come on, man. That's you need to go home to your wife. Like, this is temporary, that's get out your flesh. Like, you know what I'm saying? We will talk to each other that way if we're aware. You know what I'm saying? So like the idea of a person not desiring community, not being a part of a community, tells me that they're ducking accountability in some regard. My male and female friends alike, hold me to the fire and uphold the expectations and all that. So I just it ain't this ain't that.
This made me laugh.
Like hilarious.
I chose the wrong distance for those veneers, did he? Wow. Wow.
We are sick people.
But seriously though, I mean, some there are some signs. Sometimes there are signs. Sometimes there are signs.
Y'all red flags be Six Flags. If you choose to get on that ride, understand it's gonna break down.
Hello? Anyway, all right. Well, I tend to agree with you, and before I expound on that, I want to get into the clip that is from. I think this is a fairly deep topic. We'll see where we go. But yeah, everybody, get your drinks together, get ready to pour a glass and talk a little bit of trash. We're talking about brotherhood and its apparent collapse. Let's go up to it.
I want you to understand is that men aren't just lonely. Brotherhood has collapsed. Brotherhood, as you know, it has collapsed in on itself, and nobody told them. Not because men got weaker, not because women changed, not because feelings got soft. Brotherhood died because the system buried it and taught men to perform masculinity instead of experience it. Because men weren't supposed to live life solo. We know this. Men weren't supposed to do that. Men were supposed to have each other, though. Not in competition, not in silence, not in dominance, but in witness. In witness. Brotherhood used to mean you weren't grieving alone. You weren't scared alone. You weren't raising your kids alone. You weren't carrying the weight of being a man alone. Right? I'm just saying it. Men were supposed to grow with mirrors and not masks. And when those mirrors disappear, you didn't just lose your friends, you lost yourself. It's a fact, right? The collapse of brotherhood, just so you really get it, the collapse of brotherhood did not make men weak. I am not saying that. It did make them unmirrored. And an unmirrored man will disappear in plain sight. I promise. That's the real epidemic right there in your face. Because a man with no brotherhood has no emotional outlet, no identity formation, no accountability without shame, no place to confess, no place to collapse, no place to be seen. So he turns every struggle inward until it becomes numbness, performance, or rage. That's all he has left. Not because he's dangerous, but because he's unwitnessed. He's unwitnessed. Nobody spots him. And the system loves unwitnessed men. Because guess what unwitnessed men are? Easy to control. Easy to radicalize. Easy to exhaust. Easy to shame. Easy to distract. Easy to turn against women. And easy to turn against themselves. I'm telling you, they come with the whole package. Because a man without brotherhood will mistake isolation for identity and performance for strength. I'm going to just tell you again. A man without brotherhood will mistake isolation for identity and performance for strength. That's the trap right there, because patriarchy didn't fail men. It starved them and then rewarded them for having bones only. Right? Bones only. It taught men to distrust the only people who could have taught them how to be human. Each other. Right? I'm just being honest. So it replaced brotherhood with competition, hierarchy, silence, shame, the real man stands alone lie, and then handed women the job description of being every man's therapist, mirror, mother, and emotional system. It did. Right? It told them be everything because it required a man to be nothing. That's what it was. Not because women ever changed, though. I don't want you to get stuck on that. It's because men had no men to fall back on. Nobody had your back. And you know that. Nobody was there for you. So because of that, I want you to know that men are not lonely because they don't have women. Men are lonely because they don't have men. That's the saddest part of the whole story. They miss something they never had. They feel nostalgic for a bond that was stolen before they were born. And that ache, that hollowness, that quiet panic that forms under you, that is never weakness. I won't let you call yourself weak here. It's actually the ghost of brotherhood calling your name back home. So the collapse of brotherhood was never a man's failure. It wasn't, but it was the system strategy. It was the system strategy. And on it, in its return, that's on us. Right? If we want brotherhood back, it really is going to be on us, because men don't need to be rescued. Men do need to be reunited. Men need to be reunited, and the world will never heal until brotherhood does.
We're sick people. We're working for the future, because working for the present, we ain't making no progress.
Might have fixed the audio in the tada nick of time, like straight up.
The Lord be praised.
The Lord be praised. Yes, sir. We out here.
Oh, mercy, 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 mercy.
All right. So you see the question in the comments. Do you believe brotherhood is collapsing and why? That's the question in the comments, guys. Do you believe that brotherhood is collapsing? And if so, why? And if you don't believe it's collapsing, why not? I want to know that too. Um, I think Kev brought up a great point about isolation, and the brother in the video also talked about men and I don't want to say living in isolation, but that's kind of what it ends up boiling down to the want or need to do it alone, to go it alone. Almost to feel like to ask for help is weakness. I'm saying this from experience, so I'm not picking on nobody. I'm talking to me. All right. But just looking at asking for help sometimes as a sign of weakness or a sign of incompetence for that matter, right? If I have to ask about this, is because obviously I don't know no better. Obviously I don't know, right? And this person I'm asking is probably gonna be like, oh, this guy's dumb. Right? So then I may just not ask that question, or I just may not say anything. I may just go on Chat GPT and try to figure it out myself, right? Instead of leaning on my brothers or finding a core group of men, which I think a church is a great place for that personally, but a core group of men that you can rely on, that you can talk things out with, a group of men that'll tell you, like you were saying before the break in the last segment, a group of men that'll tell you when you're tripping, that'll tell you when you're wilding out, right? That'll tell you, hey man, I don't. We don't condone that type of behavior, right? We talk a lot of trash, but we ain't here for this kind of behavior. That's wrong. You shouldn't do that, right? And so I think because of that ideal um, self-made man image, I'm gonna do this on my own. I think that sometimes causes men to isolate, and as a result, we don't lean into our superpower, which is leaning on the brotherhood of another man who's going through this, who maybe navigated this a little bit further, been down the road a little bit. Talk the elders, right? The older people, the uncles, the OGs, right? We don't value them as much. I don't think we don't talk to them as much, and as a result, we don't lean on each other as much. So I thought that was a good point. That's the part that resonated the most with me. And I'll say for my part, one thing I've been actively working on is one, reaching out when I need help, but two, just reaching out in general, man. Reaching out in general, leaning on my brothers, man, and and yeah, of course there's frat, but you know all frat ain't brothers and all brothers ain't frat. You know what I'm saying? Like just call it what it is, right? But leaning on the people that you call family, whoever those people may be, right? A mix of people may be, leaning on those people and just letting them know that you got their back and trusting also that they have your back and have your best interest in mind. That's something I'm working on myself. So that's what I think about. That's what I think about this. I think a lot of men that I talk to isolate, especially when things get tough, and that's probably a mistake.
Yeah, and I'll say I'm one of the ones who will isolate, who will shut down, and I mean one, I'm in therapy, and therapy is fantastic, and I thank God every day for therapy because I also know like how bad it would be if I were not in therapy. However, it's continued therapy because every answer is not there, and new problems surface from time to time, and like some parts of therapy help to cure things, and some parts of therapy help to manage things. You know what I'm saying? So like I operate in that way based on my therapy. But I know that I can isolate when things get tough, and it's like there's not one layer to the problem. I think a lot of times, for us, we I don't want to speak for us. So I'll say for me, one of the first thoughts that comes to my mind when I consider other people is like, yo, everybody's got their own issues. So like, I don't want to then create another problem for people who are already dealing with their own stuff. So you internalize it, and then there's another side which deals with like your past traumas and your past issues. Well, the last time I went to ask for help from, you know what I'm saying, somebody, like next thing I know, my business is all in the street. Or, you know what I'm saying, like, I told them, hey, I'm a like, if I'm borrowing money, all right, I'm gonna pay you back as soon as I can. The next day they like, hey, you got my money. Like, did you like if I didn't have it the day that I asked you, you think I'm gonna have it the very next day? Like, so now you creating a stress connected to whatever when I haven't forgotten about you. Like, because even having to get the help from you, now I'm thinking about having to pay you back. So like that's an added layer. So you harassing me in the process is not okay. Which is not the same as like I asked to borrow money and a month later you see me in a brand new whatever and taking trips to whatever and you still ain't got your money. That's a different beast. But like if I'm still trying to pull it together, then I'm working through it. So like we've seen those scenarios where like people will hold your past against you, hold stuff over your head, use the things you shared in confidence against you when they get upset. And that is the kind of thing that makes you retreat and makes you want to internalize and makes you isolate yourself from people because sometimes it feels safer to keep it to yourself than to share with people. So it's a lot of layers that go into it. But to like answer your actual question, I don't believe that brotherhood is fleeting. I don't think we're losing these networks or these connections. Like these things are not going anywhere. I think now more than ever we have access to we have access to, or not that there wasn't access before. Now it's more acceptable to go to therapy. It's more acceptable to ask for help. Those things are there. People just aren't tapping into the resources. And I say all the time, Google is your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like I've learned to change filters in my cars from YouTube videos. I've learned to change my own wiper. Like once I figured out how many things I could do on my own to save money and whatever, I just started going to YouTube. I learned to tie a bow tie because of YouTube videos. Like there's the information is there. You know what I'm saying? And it's really at your fingertips because our phones, our computers, our iPads, our laptops are always around us. They're always in our hands. People aren't going and seeking out the information. They said it as a quote, but then somebody put it in a song. You want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book because people don't read. People don't like tap into their resources. We had a set of Encyclopedia Britannicas in the house, and you had to flip pages and find your information. You had to go research that stuff. So like the information is there. The history of it is there. The patterns are there. Like it's all there. The brotherhood is there. You gotta be willing to go and seek it out. You know what I'm saying? And some people will truly come to you and check on you and all of that. But like you have to be an active participant in your healing. You got to be an active participant in your accountability. You got to be an active participant in your own growth. And if you're not willing to participate, you won't see change. You won't see much change. People around you won't see the change. And that's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah, yeah, that's ultimately what it boils down to. I think a big barrier for a lot of people and even for myself is, as you mentioned earlier, um, past history, right? There's a history of trauma or a history of I trusted this person or these people, and you know dirt got thrown in my name, got taken advantage of, lost money, whatever, right? Um, you know, turncoats. You know what I mean? Let me talk about pouring into people that don't deserve it, right? What is your thoughts? You're going to therapy. What is your thoughts on getting past the past trauma of I've trusted people who I thought had my back. There was evidence that they had my back. We had years of experience to show that they had my back, but then they turned, right? What is your advice for getting past that and getting back to a point of, you know, trusting again?
Mm. How honest you want me to be?
Keep it 100, man. You know how we do on here, bro.
Right. So like if I'm being 100% transparent, I have two schools of thought. So we're going to divide the force. And So I'll say on one side, like a part of me believes that like some of this will never change. Um, and like that part of me will most like closely reference my church hurt. Um, I I attend church. When I say every Sunday, I mean every single Sunday. Like rain, sleet, hail, snow. I be sick. I will heal myself in less than 24 hours because I know I cannot miss church the next day. I go every single Sunday. I will not join a church again. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because two times churches have done me wrong in the most egregious way. So like I love the Lord. I know that we got to be in fellowship. Like I understand all the things. I will not join your church. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Because you're not about to pull me in and then break me like the last two did. I served a church and joined it and worked there for 11 years. I gave up vacations to transition pastors when the changes came and got fired without cause with the week's notice, and it turned my whole life upside down. I had same incident. The church that raised me. The church that funeralized my mother. The church that baptized my son. Changed pastors. Lost my he put my son's name in his mouth, and I'd have killed everybody, and then had to walk away from that. So like I've literally not been back to the church I grew up in and was raised in my entire life because of church hurt. I'm not joining nobody else's church. So like you know what I'm saying, I know the good that the church does, and I know that these two are not every church. And even after the Drewski skit and all of that, like that's the mega church, and that's the like they're genuinely people like pastors who care more about their finances and their image than they do their sheep and the way they shepherd them. But I also know there are churches that do a ton of good. Hallelujah. I support you. I just won't join you. And like you're not convincing this half of me that that's, you know what I'm saying, it's possible to be different. That's my reality. Now, this side of me knows that like people can truly be different and people can truly change, but it takes time. And the question is, how much time are you willing to give to these things? Like I said, therapy for me. I've been so Kevin is 6, about to be 7. I've been in therapy for 9 years. So like I started because of like dad stuff and mom stuff, and like my mom was sick and then my mom was dying and then my mom died, and then I knew I had a child on the way, so like I was going to two different kinds of therapy, one for mindfulness and one for behavior. And so like I knew I had a child on the way and I had to like ramp it up to be of sound mind when he arrived. So like and that led to me changing a lot of my actions to do better, to be a better example. So I know that it's possible. But like you got to have that motivation. And so for me, the kid was the motivation to do better. Like if people are unmotivated, if people are not willing to be truthful about who they are and what they're doing, like if you go into therapy and lie, you ain't finna grow. If you go into therapy and don't share, there's no room for growth. If you know what I'm saying, if they can't challenge you, if you won't do the homework, if you like you're there's gonna be no growth. So like it can happen, but like you have to be a active participant in your own healing, in your own change, in your own process. That's your job.
Word. That church hurt thing is real too. I think a lot of people can identify with that as well. You know, as you mentioned church hurt, one of the things that comes to mind with all of this is how the Bible tells us all not to put confidence in man, in people, in human beings. We even whittle it down to other quotes like "never meet your heroes because they'll let you down," right? Don't pedestalize people. We're all human, all the above, right? They all mean the same thing. And I think it's important to remember that um, people are gonna people.
People be people.
People be peopling, right? And as you said earlier, if they shenan, they will shenan again. right? So, in addition to that, I do think that, you know, putting your confidence in, for me it's God. For you can be whatever you want to be. For me it's God, right? But putting your confidence in God above man will bring you peace as you're discerning who you can trust with certain things, right? There are certain people that you can trust with certain bits of information, and there are some people that you trust with everything, right? You know, like there's levels to it, but I think at your foundation, that's why there has to be trust in God, so that you can discern people. You can better discern and better navigate people. Because again, people are going to do what people are going to do. And it doesn't matter if they're church people. Church people do the same kind of crap that not church people do, right? It doesn't matter if they're Christian or not Christian. Do the same things that non-Christians do sometimes, right? Muslims do the same thing that non-Muslims do sometimes. It just is what it is, right? People going people. Okay, where is the confidence and where is the trust that in the first place? And the one thing that I realized, I said, I'm learning, I'm working through a lot of forgiveness. I am working through a lot of forgiveness in my life. Okay. But one of the things is, again, remembering that what I was doing was I was doing the opposite of trusting in the Lord with all my heart and leaning not to my own understanding. I was leaning all into my own understanding. You feel me? I was leaning all the way into my own understanding, right? And that's not to say that I don't at all anymore. I still do sometimes. I'm still working on that. But like that's really in the end, that's what it was. And when I leaned to my own understanding, I got hurt by someone, something, somebody, some group, whatever, right? So as a result, I don't trust my own understanding. And I thought for the longest time that that was a bad thing. And it wasn't until um, until recently I discovered actually that's probably a good thing. I don't trust me, so I have to trust in God. I don't mean to be preaching at y'all tonight. I know that ain't what y'all came in here for, but I'm just saying like that's what it is for me, because people are crazy.
Real crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like just what people, all people, you people too.
We got it in us.
You you know what I'm saying? You people, us people, me people, right? We people, we crazy.
And we be people.
You know? So now that we've established that, right? Um, it's important to discern what people you can trust with what things, right? Isn't so, everybody can't be in the inner circle, And also something that I'm learning as well is that everybody that came with you can't go with you.
Is a word
Uh-oh.
the word of God for the people of God?
Yeah, I ain't ready for that one. That's a topic by itself right there. Everybody that came with you can't go with you. Anyway, getting back to brotherhood. Getting back to the brotherhood. You said that it's out there. You got to seek it out. I completely agree. And there are multiple ways to do it now. What a time to be alive! We got technology, right? I mean, I mentioned it at a church, or some people do it at different groups, and there's different mentor programs in like different cities and stuff like that. Um, but there's online communities now too for people who maybe don't want to join the church, for example, right? There's online communities too where you can get a lot of the same stuff. The point is, you who can't do it by yourself, Trey. I'm saying it to me, and you can't do it by yourself. Okay, you need the support of your family, of your brothers, of your friends, but particularly of the brothers that you can trust, right? That small inner circle, and we all know we all know the small inner circle. You know. Anyway,
I'm with you.
church hurt thing is so real, man.
Ooh, mercy.
I'm tell you, we just my wife and I we just recently joined the church, and I as you know, because I said the exact same thing, I fought against it for the longest time, um, and I'm glad to pick this one. You know what I mean? But I also I also said, yeah, but I ain't doing nothing. you know, um, got me on the media team because I like that kind of stuff too. No, to God be the glory. But but also I was like, I ain't doing nothing because also I remember I remember thinking things was one way at the church and they was a different way. I remember being told one thing and something else happened, and I remember, I remember being gaslit about what the Bible say and what it don't. That's why you can't put trust in people. That's why you gotta learn. You gotta learn what the Bible say for yourself.
Y'all really gotta go do y'all research.
Say again.
I said y'all really gotta go do y'all research. Whoever
Hmm.
y'all is, y'all really gotta go do y'all research.
Hmm. I don't know if you heard that or not. That ding come through.
Right on time.
Right on time. Right on time. Um, yeah, man. Stay connected, man. Guys, everybody, stay connected. Go to therapy. Open your Bible. Go to therapy, man. I'm telling you, because we don't got all the answers.
Yeah. Go. Tell the truth. Do the work. Stay in it.
Both.
Yeah.
Stay there.
You can't go to one therapy session and be like, all right.
Oh, okay.
Ain't this
We got some feedback here, y'all. You look, check. You see the comments there.
they say you up and I'm down.
Okay, we gotta find some balance somewhere. How we do this?
But that's crazy. The street can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
I don't know. Darn it,
It's
Jay.
possible also that I'm very loud.
Darn it, Jay.
6'4", 220. Oh man.
I'm only an inch shorter than you, so we're supposed to, we're real close in stature.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's the new microphone. New microphone jitters.
Yeah, we gonna blame it on that.
Yep.
My bad, y'all.
It's all good. We're working on it. We live, all right? When I repurpose this, y'all catching this raw, right? When I redo all of this, it's not going to sound like this. Editor powers activate. Nah,
And y'all know we like it raw.
you know, y'all like it raw. That's why you're here right now.
You know what I'm saying? Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
You know what I'm saying? That's what time it is. And speaking of which, incredibly enough, when you like it raw, you end up becoming a dad. Just, you know what I'm saying? 6'7", 6'7". That's what happens. But I saw this video. I think you actually sent me this a little bit ago. It sounded perfect in the beginning when Kev heard the echo.
Damn.
Hold up. Wait a minute, hold up. Y'all sat here and watched us struggle all this time. Y'all sat here and listened at us struggle this whole time. We went through. You know how long ago that was when Kev heard the echo? Y'all sat here and watched us struggle this whole time.
You mother. You mean I could have just been suffering for you all's pleasure this whole time?
The whole time, yo. The whole time.
I could have 50 Shades of Grey myself.
I tell you what. just sat there. Y'all just sat there and watched us struggle.
And just let it happen.
Just let it happen,
You mother.
Oh man. All right, I suppose. All right, that's a reason.
That's valid.
Okay.
Yeah, that's valid.
All right.
Don't be out here. You know what I'm saying? Though I drive with my knees.
Word, yeah, word, big facts.
That's one of the perks being tall. So
yeah. Them 6 foot knees, yo. Yeah, real good, real good. Left turn, right turn, we good. Don't matter. Switch lanes, we good.
Yeah, I got a burger in one hand, shake in the other hand. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up, straight like that, straight like that. Get like us, man. Get like us. You don't have to watch us struggle.
Yeah, I hear they doing the knee surgery. They can you know what I'm saying, like remove your knees and give you new knees, help you grow, like 4 to 6 inches. I don't know. The plastic surgery. You can do anything these days. Go get you some new knees.
Maybe it's because I'm already 6'4".
You don't want new knees?
I don't want new knees. Not for 4 more inches. If I wanted 4.
If you wanted what?
If I wanted to be somewhere between 13 and 15 more inches. If I wanted more inches to go 13, 15, somewhere around there, 16. If I wanted that. No, man, what?
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a taller.
I just feel like of all the things to add inches to, the knees are of low priority.
Not my first.
I just don't. I can think of. Okay, all right. I just, I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. You want your man. If you wanted your man to add 4 to 6 more inches, would it be 4 to 6 more inches in his knees or somewhere else? 4 to 6 inches to the knees.
Then you add height to the knees. So like you left the house 5'7", you came back you 6'4", but your foot is still a size 5. Like
your foot's still a size 5, and everything else still a size whatever it is.
You can't even walk straight because you keep falling over because you don't know how to balance your big old body with your baby feet now.
You gonna have to get some steppers and some orthopedic steppers. You pretend you're one of them inserts to make your feet go from size 5 to size 7. And wear pretend shoes. I'm just saying, if I were adding more inches,
it's probably not the first place.
It's probably not the first place. My hair, maybe.
Maybe.
See, y'all thought we were going somewhere else with it. I know y'all did. See, y'all nasty, filthy McNasties. All right. What was I talking about? The dad video, right?
I think that's where we were going. You sent this a while ago, and then we went left.
This is how we do. Most organic conversation on the internet, guys.
For shizzle. This is how we do it.
Say right now, hey Siri, call dad. Is it somebody in your phone gonna get called? Okay, call your father, I'll call my father. Let's see who pick up first. Call your dad, I call my dad. Who dad picking up first? Where my phone at, bro? Toss it, bro.
You're going dad for dad.
Who dad? We going dad for dad right now.
Dad for
We going dad for dad. And what's your dad name on his phone? Is it no name? Cause he's not there? Mine say dad. Call your dad first. I say no more. So we call at the same time.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Speakers.
I gotta go back my dad this year. This shit ain't you up. Come on, Pop.
Hold up.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
We ain't got dads?
What up?
Come on, bro. Hello?
Yo, what up now?
Hey, yo, now that's a flex. That is a flex. Let me just say, as a man and as a father, that warmed my heart. I smiled from ear to ear. Because 2 friends having a dad off and it ends in a tie, it don't get no better than that. We both win. Yo, to have both fathers answer at the same time. What's up, man? Hey, what's up, such and such? Beautiful. And I know we like to get on the younger generation about being soft and not being outside and, how we just, a little tougher. But I will say this. One thing that they are experiencing more of is having that involved, loving father in the home. So a lot of them are not being forced to be the man of the house at 13, 14, 15. They are able to just be kids and stay in that kid phase for as long as possible until life matures them. So it's kind of cool. I don't call them soft and all of that. It ain't that they being soft. It's just they're being loved in a safe, intimate, tender environment. And that'll mold you a little differently.
I gotta say I agree that it completely warmed my heart to see them both celebrate the dads answer the phone, man. That was dope.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, like it was funny. It was funny, but like it's it had you in the beginning. Like, oh, you almost had me there.
Yeah.
Like, dang, he was like, we ain't got dads. Oh man, and you feel for the ones which I'm the ones who you never got to make calls like that. You never what I'm saying, had somebody show up in that capacity and even answer not even answering a call that made you excited to hear that voice. So I know today, first of all, like my little homie's been mad at me for some days because he's like, it's been too long since I've seen you, and it's truly only been a couple days. But like I would rather him always feel that way. Like, hey, it's I ain't seen you in a couple days. That's like what you doing. And I said, hey, don't worry, bro. I got you today. And when he saw me at overpriced Five Guys, he just started smacking the glass like a gorilla at the zoo. You know what I'm saying? Daddy, and then he came in and wrapped his arms around me. And there's it really is no greater feeling in the world. And so to what the guy was saying, like we're seeing generations of evolution where the kids who dads went to get milk and never came back, we not hearing those stories, you know what I'm saying, no more. So yeah, just shout out to them for a dope video, a dope moment, and it's it went viral for all the right reasons.
Yeah. You can't ask for much more than that, honestly. I'm a girl dad for life, as y'all know, and I often fast forward to in my mind fast forward to when they're adults, right? And I want to always be in the position where whenever they call, they know I'm an answer, and they know I'm excited to hear from them. I want that to always be the case. I want them to continue to see see uh, see me as their dad no matter what. Like just know that dad has always got your back no matter what happens, no matter where you at, no matter what's going on, no matter what mistakes you made, no matter what arguments, fights we had or whatever. Dad still got your back, right? And if you call, I'm gonna answer. I want that to always be very, very apparent and very clear. And I also say that there is no better feeling in the world, man. When I come home and the girls make me feel like a rock star every time I walk in the door. You know what I mean? That's one of the best feelings in the world, bar none. And I've been under the weather this week. It's been a rough week for me. Body just being exhausted for real. Things got to take a little bit of a rest. But been under the weather this week, and they oh, Daddy, I hate when you're sick, and I'm like, oh, why is that, baby? I'm thinking they're gonna say something sweet, and they're like, because you can't wrestle us and chase us around the house, and right? You can't beat us up. We want you to beat us up again, right? And hey, listen, man, that's I love that that's the reality for them. And so for those of us who maybe weren't as close with our fathers or not at all close with your father, right? What's happening in this generation definitely is we're changing that narrative. Your son is not going to have the same experience. You know what I'm saying? Your son knows dad's there. You know what I'm saying? My girls have access to their father, like I did not have access to mine. My dad, my dad was here. He was present. Don't get it twisted, but he worked a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's at work a lot. And those days you worked two jobs. You was going all day. I didn't get to see him. He provided. He worked hard. He taught me a lot of that work ethic. But he just literally physically could not be there. You know what I mean? And so I'm happy that I can provide that bit of an upgrade for my girls. They see me every day. You know what I mean? I'm with them every day, right? We do little things like read books, and I put them to bed, and I chase them around the house, stuff like that. That's the upgrade, right? That's where I want it to be. You know what I mean? And when they do get older, like my eldest, I want it to also be known that no matter where you go, no matter what's going on, I got your back. I still got you. You know?
Beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, man. We're changing narratives out here. We're changing lives out here, man.
And what Latia said is, important as well. And of course, um, like I always make the joke, like grateful for my son, but like at a point, during the pregnancy, like I had a dream that I was having a daughter, and I woke up and I was like, oh, well, there's that. Until of course found out otherwise. But even thinking that I was gonna have a girl, I mean, for like I said, for me not having a father, it was always, if I'm blessed to be in that position, I don't ever want my children to think and feel the way that I've thought and felt throughout my childhood, my teenage years, and my adulthood, because a lot of my adulthood has still, been navigating, um, like ill will towards my father. And like when my mother got sick, we had a couple run-ins, and they were not pleasant, and they were untimely, because I'm like, you know, whatever you got going on with you is cool, but like right now we are like literally preparing to watch, our mother die, and you want to be this guy like right now. So just like I never wanted anything with my name to feel those feelings, or have to think those thoughts, or go through situations like that. So yeah, it's just important that the relationship be established. It's important that they know that they can call on you no matter what. And then like for us, it's important that when you say something, you stand on business. You keep your promises. You stay true to your word. You do the best you can. So yeah, it's just important all around.
Yeah. It's important to excuse me. It's important to note that um, you take from your experiences and you use those things to fuel you to do better. Right? It's important that that's the case. I think. I want to get this comment real quick. I'm not a male, but this is important for females as well. I know for sure that my dad is going to come through. Period. I can be in Thailand and need help. He's coming. Exactly. Right. I don't take my role as a girl dad lightly. Right. And my girls need me. Daddy's coming. Right. Um, you know, that's just what it is. It's just what it is. That's how you reset and break the generational curse. You know what I'm saying? Just because it happened to you doesn't mean it have to happen to yours. So yeah, man. Shout out to changing the game, man. Let's I'll drink to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Where's my man's at? I know they're around here somewhere. Hey, there you go.
Shout out to changing the game. Let me put a little bit in the glass just so I can, toast with you. Oh, running down. Nope, waste not. Want not. Yeah, right.
For sure. One good time, man. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. That's it. We're gonna go ahead and cut this one, man. Let this be a chill close to Black History Month, man. It was great chopping it up with y'all, man. It was definitely fantastic. Be back in a couple weeks as we do. Y'all know what time it is, man. Kev, take us out, brother.
Yeah, again, closing out Black History. And one of the things that I share with my students is, you got to make sure that you stay on top of yours, because whether we like it or not, there are people actively, trying to take things from you, you know, and sometimes they're right next to you, which is a sad state of affairs. You know, we call those frenemies, and sometimes it's forces that you cannot see. So, you know, make sure that you take advantage of every moment that you can. Make sure you're continuing to educate yourselves on, you know, anything. And also remember that, you know, you have access to a lot of information. You just got to go seek it out. So, you know, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And as always, Rich, we love you. Q, we love you. It's never the same without y'all, you know, hoping everything is well. Love the brothers. Hold y'all down in the meantime. I'm hoping March is, you know, fantastic for all of you all. And, you know, yeah, just, you know, find a way to enjoy these blessings, man. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Peace.
Yeah, you know it, man. Q, Rich, absolutely, you guys are missed, man. For sure, we'll see y'all next time on Let's Go Round. Yeah, big shout out to graduation. The graduate Q knocked out his some IT certs and some graduation. This had a graduation last week, man. Big shout out to that. Rich is making big moves right now as well in his personal life and his career, man. Big shout out to that. Got a birthday coming up in about a week, man. Happy early birthday, bro. You know, look, we looking for big things popping in the month of March and going forward through the rest of 2026, man. So definitely miss you guys and looking forward to all of you guys who are listening. We're looking forward to you guys coming along for the ride with us in 2026. You know, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You know, we got a little bit of a more of a serious tone. We're going to still chop it up and have some more shenanigans in a couple weeks. But every now and then we got to get for real philosophical. And I think this is good for us to do that from time to time. So thank y'all for jumping in there with us. As always, y'all are the best part of everything that we do. And as I always say, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see, because there is a war for your mind going on out here. So no matter what you do, always stay skeptical, always stay informed, always question the narrative, guys. I'm telling y'all, keep your head on the swivel, man. It's not a game out here. We definitely appreciate you guys. We will see you in 2 weeks. Where's the button? I can't find it. I still can't find it. There we go. There it is. That's it. We out of here.
I got the crown on my head and it's because I deserve it.
Again, guys, we appreciate every last one of you. Let's finish this cup. Devour this cup. Go devour my wife. Yes, Lord. Woo! I got the crown on my head and it's because I deserve it.
Platypus is a metaphor for whatever's keeping you down. Like corporations are a platypus. Government's a platypus. Your teacher is a platypus. My teacher is a panda. Society is a platypus. My parents are a platypus. The media is a platypus. All this propaganda that we all got a platypus controlling us.